Hello everyone. In the last video we had discussed about physical properties of metals and non-metals. In this video we will discuss all the chemical properties of metals. So let's get started. Chemical properties of metals. First of all, we'll discuss about reaction with oxygen. How metals react with oxygen. So almost all metal combines with oxygen to form metal oxide. When metal react with oxygen, it will form what? Metal oxide. For example, copper. When copper is heated in air, whenever heated in air means what? It will combine with oxygen. It will react with oxygen and it will form copper. It will form copper oxide. Copper oxide is a black oxide. Copper oxide is a black oxide. So whenever it will heated, it combines with oxygen and it will form a black color substances, black oxide, and this is the chemical equation here. Copper when react with oxygen, it will form copper oxide. Similarly, when aluminium react with oxygen, it will form aluminium oxide. So as we already discussed, when metal react with oxygen, it will form metal oxide. And some of the metal oxides are basic oxide, basic in nature. Take the example of sodium. When sodium react with oxygen, it forms sodium oxide, and that sodium oxide when react with water, it will form a base. It will form a base. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, both are base. So likewise, when potassium react with oxygen, it will form your potassium oxide, and again that potassium oxide will react with water, it will form potassium hydroxide. And potassium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, both are base. So metal oxide generally form basic oxide, but there are some exceptions. Some metal oxides shows both acidic as well as basic properties. They react with both acid as well as base. So they are known as amphoteric oxide. Okay, such metal oxides which react with both acids as well as bases to produce salt and water. To produce salt and water is known as amphoteric oxide. Aluminium, for example, aluminium oxide and zinc oxide both are the example of amphoteric oxide. So see for the first reaction here, aluminium oxide. When aluminium oxide react with acid, that is hydrochloric acid, it will form aluminium chloride and water. Aluminium chloride is a salt and water is water. Next one is here. Here you can see that whenever it is react with a acid, hydrogen, it is a acid. This is a acid. Okay, this is a acid. HCl is a acid, and whenever aluminum oxide is reacting with that, it will form a salt. It will form salt and water. Next is that aluminum oxide here act as in the second case, aluminum oxide act as acid because sodium hydroxide is a base, and with sodium hydroxide aluminum oxide is reacting. So in this case it is act as acid, and when it will react with sodium hydroxide, it will form sodium aluminate. Sodium aluminate is a salt. So whenever any amphoteric oxide will react with acid or base, product will be salt and water. Salt and water. Whenever any amphoteric oxide will react with acid or base, product will be salt and water. So moving to the next concept. Next concept is that the reactivity of different metals with oxygen is different. Yes, definitely. As we know that some metals react very vigorously, some metals react moderately, and some metals they don't react at all. So metals like potassium and sodium, they react very vigorously with oxygen and catch fire if it kept in open. Okay, that's why it is stored in kerosene. You need to remember kerosene. It is stored in kerosene. It is stored in kerosene. Next is, if magnesium is heated, it burns with a bright flame. Suppose we are burning a magnesium reburn, so definitely you must have seen a white dazzling light is formed. Next is, if iron is heated, it glows very brightly. Next is copper. As we already discussed that whenever copper is heated, it doesn't burn but forms a black coating of copper oxide. Question will come like that, if suppose the question will come like that, a metal X, when heated in air, Y is formed and Y is a black oxide. Name X and Y. So answer, X will be copper and Y will be copper oxide. Next, silver and gold doesn't react with oxygen even at high temperature. They are very least reactive. And there are some metals like your magnesium, aluminium, zinc, lead. They react with oxygen at ordinary temperature, and they covered with a thin layer of oxide, this is known as protective oxide layer, which prevents for further oxidation. So this is known as self-protecting metal. This is known as what? Self-protecting metals. Magnesium, aluminium, zinc and lead, because they form a thin layer of oxide which prevents further oxidation. Next is reaction with water. How metal react with water? So metal react with water to form metal oxides or metal hydroxides and hydrogen. So whenever sodium react with water, it form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Next is, when potassium react with water, it form potassium hydroxide and hydrogen. So whenever this sodium and potassium react, what happen? These metals like potassium and sodium react very violently with cold water. In case of sodium and potassium, the reaction is so violent and exothermic, that is, the evolved hydrogen immediately catches fire here. The amount of heat generated here is too high, and that as we know that hydrogen is a fuel as well, so it catches fire. So that's why it is kept in kerosene, like it may not come in contact with water and air. Next is that calcium. When calcium react with water, it forms calcium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. In this case, what happened? Calcium start floating because the bubbles of hydrogen gas formed here, because these bubbles of hydrogen gas will stick to the calcium and it will start floating in the water, in cold water. Next, magnesium don't react with cold water. It reacts only with hot water. Okay, so magnesium react only with hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. Next is that aluminium. Metals like aluminium, iron and zinc, they don't react either with hot water or cold water. They react with steam to form metal oxide and hydrogen. So just check it out. Here aluminium and iron is given. So when aluminium react with water, here water is steam. Here this is steam this is in vapor form. Next, it will form aluminium oxide plus hydrogen gas. In the case of iron, it will form iron oxide and hydrogen gas. And there are some metals which don't react with any form of the water, neither with cold water nor hot water nor steel. So metals like lead, copper, silver and gold, they don't react with water. Next is reaction with acid. Metal react with acid to give a salt and hydrogen gas. So we can write like this. When metal react with acid or dilute acid, you can write, it will form what? It will form salt and hydrogen. Okay, it will form salt and hydrogen. When metal react with acid, it will form salt and hydrogen. So check it, this example, magnesium. When magnesium react with hydrochloric acid, it will form magnesium chloride plus hydrogen gas. Similarly, aluminium, when aluminium react with hydrochloric acid, it will form aluminium chloride plus hydrogen gas. When zinc react with hydrochloric acid, zinc chloride and hydrogen gas are formed. When iron react with hydrochloric acid, iron chloride and hydrogen gas is formed. So the reactivity also varies here. The reactivity varies from metals to metal, as we already know that from the above metals the decreasing order of the reactivity is magnesium, then aluminium, then zinc, then iron. Copper, silver and gold don't react with dilute hydrochloric acid. So these are very least reactive metal. They don't react with water as well, oxygen as well. They are very least reactive metal. Next is hydrogen gas is not evolved when a metal react with nitric acid. What is the reason behind it? Why? Whenever it is reacting with hydrochloric acid, hydrogen gas evolved. But whenever any metal will react with nitric acid, hydrogen gas will not evolve. What is the reason behind it? Reason is that nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes the hydrogen produced to water and itself get reduced to any of the nitrogen oxide. So due to that only it will not react. So here actually this arrow mark should be. So when copper react with nitric acid, it will form copper nitrate, water plus nitrogen dioxide, but it will not produce hydrogen gas because here the hydrogen gas itself get reduced. Here hydrogen gas get converted to hydrogen gas produced to water, and nitric gas get reduced to any of the nitrogen oxide like nitrogen dioxide here. I think it's clear. So moving to the next concept, reaction of metals with metal salt solution. This is similar as your displacement reaction. This is displacement reaction which is in your first chapter. A more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal from its salt solution is known as displacement reaction. When metal A will be deep in, okay, I am writing here. Whenever metal A react with salt solution of B, it will form salt solution of A plus metal B. This is known as your displacement reaction. Check the examples. Magnesium. When magnesium displaces copper from copper sulfate solution, magnesium is a more reactive metal which can displace copper from its salt solution. So magnesium and it will form what? It will form magnesium sulfate and copper. Next is zinc. Zinc displaces copper from copper sulfate solution. As we know that zinc is a more reactive metal from copper, so it will form zinc sulfate and copper. Similarly, iron, when iron react with copper sulfate solution, it will form iron sulfate plus copper. So see this example, this figure, whenever magnesium in the first figure, it is whenever magnesium is added to blue copper sulfate solution, whenever magnesium is added to blue copper sulfate solution, just observe the changes. What happened? The color changed. Okay, the blue color disappeared. In the second case, when iron, if you dip a iron in a copper sulfate solution, the blue color disappear and it will form a green color substance, and a brown copper will be deposited over iron, and it will form what? Which solution? It will form iron sulfate solution, and copper metal will be deposited over iron nail. So again, just recall the displacement reaction. What happened when a metal A, reaction of metal with metal salt solution, if the metal is a more reactive metal, then it can displace the metal from its salt solution to form a salt solution and a metal B will form. Next is a reactivity series, from which we can find out which metal is more reactive, which metal is least reactive. So the reactivity series is a list of metals arranged in the order of their decreasing activities or decreasing reactivities. So this is the table. Potassium, sodium, these are, as you know, most reactive metals. They simply react with oxygen, they react with hydrogen with a very explosive, they catches fire whenever they get exposed to air and water. That's why potassium and sodium are kept in kerosene due to its highly reactive nature. Next reactivity series decreases, and in the moderate region, magnesium, aluminum are there. In the least reactive metals are copper, mercury, silver and gold. So thank you, student. In the next video we will discuss something more about ionic bond. Okay, that's it. Thank you all.